felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. I fear something terrible has happened.
How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're doing great. Yes, you read that right. Hasan Piker has finally been banned from Twitch. But no, how? Why would they ban Hasan? It's not like he brought a terrorist on stream and constantly incites violence. No. While we don't know the exact reason Hasan was banned, it's pretty widely speculated that it was because a few days ago, he made a call to action for somebody to unalive Rick Scott. If you don't know who Rick Scott is, he is a Floridian senator. Here's that clip now.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office? What is he? Richard Lynn Scott is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States Senator from Florida, a seat he has held since 2019. And also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the head of the Republican fundraising initiatives. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
Now this is bad, don't get me wrong, but comparatively to other things Hasan has done, I don't understand why this would be the thing that got him banned. Unless somebody really high up at Twitch AQ like loves Rick Scott or something, I don't really understand why this is what got him banned. You would think bringing a literal terrorist on stream would probably get you banned, as well as constantly inciting violence, denying the Holodomor, and all sorts of just absolute horrible things Hasan has done. Now to the tankies and all the little commies, they think Hasan has done nothing wrong here. They think that saying that if you really think this is bad, you should go kill this person is not inciting violence, and that Hasan Piker can do nothing wrong. Or even if they do think it's inciting violence, they say, oh, it's inciting violence for the greater good. Which, say what you want about Rick Scott, I don't think we should kill him. I think we should try and maybe get him out of office if you truly believe what Hasan's saying. I'm not going to go and research into the validity of those claims because, frankly, I don't care about them right now. I don't live in Florida. But judging from Hasan's track record, I'm just going to go out there and say there's probably some validity of truth to it, but it's very misleading. However, even if this was 100% true, without a shadow of a doubt, that still does not give you the right to go and tell your fan base of largely radicals to go off this person. Hot take, guys, killing people, not a good thing. Unfortunately, or fortunately for whatever side you are on, Hasan's ban most likely is not permanent. It will most likely only be a few days and he'll get a little slap on the wrist and then be able to continue spreading all of his propaganda. All right, so let's respond to some tankies on Twitter. This is a response to somebody asking why he was banned by this person named Beck. No reason. Twitch is racist. More racism because I don't like what they did. We see this all the time from the far left, the left, whatever you want to call it, where they just constantly call things racist. The right does the same thing with woke. It's just buzzwords that don't mean anything, but they have been doing this especially a lot for the Hasan situation. It's not like he called for the death of a sitting senator or anything like that. Here's another one. I thought MAGA was about free speech. When you go as far as threatening somebody else's life, free speech is thrown off the table. Plus, this is Twitch, an independent platform that can control legally, are allowed to control what is said on their platform. There is nothing against the law that went on Twitch's side. However, threatening a sitting senator is pretty illegal. Also weird of you to assume a company that is parented by Amazon is MAGA. That's absolutely ridiculous. I guess the way of thinking there is me don't like, so must be Trump supporter. Normally I would call these people midwits, but Hasan fans are actual dimwits, all right? They don't even make the qualification for being slightly intellectual. They just listen to whatever Hasan tells them and just eat it up. They all act like, if you've ever watched Family Guy, they all act like Brian the dog. They all just think they are the most enlightened people in the entire world because I watch CNN and Hasan Piker. I watch MSNBC. I know what I'm talking about. Have not even read books from their own philosophy. They have never read even Karl Marx books when they preach his philosophy so much. They act so enlightened when they don't even know what positive and negative freedom are. Getting back on topic, let's read Hasan's response tweets. All right, so the first one says, "I'm sorry, I'll choose my words carefully next time and say, if Mike Johnson cares about Medicare fraud, since he wants to cut $800 million from Medicaid/Medicare, he'd call for max punishment for current Florida GOP senator / former governor Rick Scott, who has done the most Medicare fraud in US history." He's just trying to take back what he said and act like he did not say it. He's trying to act like he was just saying, oh, well, he needs to be punished for what he did, which in a sense he was saying, but he was really talking about the max punishment, if you know what I mean. And in a response to this tweet, he says, "Big shout out to the right-wing free speech lovers who took time out of their day screaming about DEI and immigrants to cry about this." Again, assuming that this falls under free speech somehow. It 100% does not fall under any sort of free speech because it is impeding on somebody else's rights. When you impede on somebody else's rights, you have lost your right. As well as, it's also just a private company. They don't have to follow free speech laws to an extent. Of course, they can't just silence everybody of an entire political philosophy. And they do. But it's just not Hasan's political philosophy, obviously. The actual idiots saying that Twitch is targeting him because he was banned in the past are absolutely stupid. If Twitch was truly targeting hasanabi, he would have been banned permanently years ago. They are shielding him. On any platform that is not actually special, he would have been banned a very long time ago. The fact none of Hasan's bans have been permanent just goes to show that Twitch is a horrible platform. Don't use Twitch. They advocate for literal terrorism. They put terrorism up on their platform for everybody to see. Just all this propaganda everywhere, and people fall for it. Even smart people fall for propaganda. That is the great thing about propaganda, I guess you could say, is that even smart people can fall for it. People would rather believe than know. This is also a huge problem in libertarianism, though not to the same extent, because libertarians a lot of times want to live in Ancapistan inside of their head instead of trying to take small victories where they can. They want everything to be as they think it should be right away. And that's why it is so hard to get people on our side. It's so hard to progress because everybody's going after stupid things that really don't matter right away, like no driver's licenses and things like that. Things that really aren't going to affect your life in any meaningful way, but we're targeting that first. Why? To be clear, driver's licenses would 100% still exist in a hypothetical Ancapistan. I don't understand why people think they wouldn't. That's an entire topic for a different video that I'm not going to cover here. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day, night, whatever it happens to be. If you liked the video, please like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. And drop a comment down below. Either way, I love reading them and I love interacting with you guys. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.